Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm so excited for our team call because we have a very special guest who I got the pleasure to meet at New Year's kickoff, and she is on Natalie's growing team. She has her own team that is just growing like wildfire. She's an incredible boss babe, just ready to bring you guys the heat and I like challenge you. I'm so excited. Kamalie is a recovering perfectionist. She's from Hawaii born and raised, she's a mama of 4 babies. She's 1-star crystal director. She did that in 6 months. I know she's gonna share her story, but I remember being at Celebration this past year and Uwe chatting with her and Natalie chatting with her because she was like, okay, girl, I'm ready to get going. So it's kind of fun to just like full circle. She's a former financial education coach and multiple business owner, including CrossFit. And not only that, she runs some pretty incredible events and just like is a full on like boss. So I'm really excited for you guys to glean anything from her tonight, everything that you can. Get your notes ready. And Kamalie, just take it away and like, don't stop. Like you've got the floor, girl.
Oh my gosh, thank you for that intro. So excited to be here. I'm actually glad it's kind of a smaller group because I can see everybody's faces and then maybe we can chit chat a little bit more. So I did prepare something because I'm totally that way. I'm still a recovering perfectionist, recovering keyword. If you don't know what that means, it's like I have this need to be like, once I envision something in my head, if it doesn't actually go that way, I struggle, right? So it's like I have to grieve like that the plans are changing. And it also was a lot of like getting a lot of praise or getting, accolades and that kind of a thing. So network marketing is the place to be if you're a perfectionist because it's going to knock that right out of you. So real quickly, I'm going to share a little bit about my story. Were any of you guys, I know I got to meet Meredith and Joss at NYKO, but anybody else got to go to NYKO? Yay! Yes, awesome, good. Then this will make a lot of sense to you. I will preface that some of the stuff that you will hear today will not be the first time you heard it, but sometimes hearing it from somebody else or in a different way, just kind of the light bulb goes off. And I know Meredith is probably like, I said that already, right? Like we'll get to that point, like I said that. How many times did I say that? And only now someone's receiving it, but that's just the way it goes. So like she said, mama of 4, I'm an ex-collegiate volleyball player. And I got into CrossFit right after I had my 3rd baby. And I eventually bought out the CrossFit gym because that's the kind of person I am. I love it so much, I'm gonna buy it. And we ran that and it was amazing until it just wasn't. Mainly because the return on investment wasn't very high either. So Hawaii is super expensive. And so for the last 10 years, I have taught financial education. And we kind of prided ourselves in letting people know right off the bat that we weren't an MLM. Like that was a huge thing. We're not an MLM, right? So coming into network marketing almost didn't sit really well with me. I was like, oh, my belief was really low in that department. But the more I learned about network marketing, the more I realized that other company I was with for 10 years was a network marketing company through and through. The only difference was the compensation plan was a 0 compared to what we guys, because we have a freaking 100 fire business plan. I talk really fast because I get really excited. So Uwe and I actually, we've known each other since like the 3rd grade. And she reached out to me and she's like, I really want you to do this. And I said, nope, not for me. I own a gym. I push my own products there. Like I know fitness, I know nutrition, I know how to count macros. Whether or not I was doing it was a different story, but I definitely like pushed her off. So for months and months. And then the funny thing was they went to Celebration in Tennessee and I watched it and I finally messaged her back and I was like, fine, when you come home, let's have a conversation about this. She later sent me Nat's basic like pencil pitch video and it was 20 minutes long. I got through the first 10 minutes and I was like, sold. So to answer some of Joss's questions, I'm going to jump in with this. I lead with money. I lead with cash flow because it's what I know. I didn't know jack squat about the products. In fact, when I enrolled the first like 15 or so, they're like, what's the product? I'm like, I don't know. Just, it's all good. I literally didn't know anything. I enrolled. I probably made manager the week I got my box. I don't know how, like I was on it for a couple of days. Like it really wasn't something I knew anything about. And I defaulted a lot back to the business. And I'm going to explain why there's pros and cons to that, because there's definitely cons to that, but we're going to kind of touch on the pros of that. I know it was so crazy. So the kind of financial education I did here was teaching people how to budget, teaching people how to create cash flow, teaching people how to buy homes, get into their first home, paying off. So my husband and I, we do own multiple businesses. We have a construction company here, we flip houses, and we have a few rental properties. So when I saw the compensation plan, the first thing I told Uwe was, how does this company make any money? And that was legit. My concern was, how are they going to make money, right? Instead of how am I going to make more money? And so the more and more I learned about the company, all I could say was like, oh, touche. Like I felt myself saying that, like every time I thought I got an upper hand on something, there was something else. And not in a bad way, just it keeps it very level, right? Like you're going to get out of this what you put into this. So real quickly, before we jump in my last position, I had been there for 10 years. And I had pushed about the 6-figure almost the last few years. And when I got into this, the week I got into this, it had pissed off my boss so much. We got into a huge fight and he fired me that week of. And all I had to fall back was on my boss. And I was so shocked at how quickly like my networks have changed. Lara, whatever, I can't remember her last name, but she got up and talked about resistance at NYKO, right? Every time there's something really great, there's resistance. I have now been able to create enough income that pretty much took care of my last salary. So I was on full commission, which was where I made most of my money. And I had maxed out that business center. And I got really, really antsy. And so for a full year, I kept saying how, like, I'm looking for something else. I'm looking for something else. Well, I found something and it got me fired, which was a blessing in disguise. And I had asked, you know what, can I start planning events for this company? Because I love to do events. And so I had got put on a salary to do that as well. You guys, in 6 months here, I've already replaced that salary with Isogenics. So I want to tell you guys, like, this is 6 months. That was 10 years that I got that opportunity. This opportunity is huge. And I don't know how to explain that and without sharing it to everybody. So we're going to jump in. I have a little, I'm going to share screen. I do have a little presentation. And I'm going to tell you guys, I understand not all people want to host events, okay? And they're not always the most duplicatable, but there is a reason why they're powerful. Okay. Who not? Oh, I'm struggling. Hold on. Just see me for a second. There we go. All right. And then, if there's any questions, go ahead and I'll try to look back at your guys' questions as I see them pop up. Yep. Oh boy, I lost everybody now. Oh, and I practiced too. We practiced before we got on.
It's totally keep going. Whatever. Okay. Don't worry. Like, we're waiting on you. Don't like even fret about like the perfection about this. Don't even worry. Right. We are just so excited. This event, you guys, was incredible when Natalie talked to me about it.
Okay. So I put a lot of pictures in so you guys could kind of see this was actually taken from our event. This was my first event because I'm just so excited to plan events that what I'm going to share with you guys is events drive business. 1000% events drive business. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So why host an event? Okay, hosting an event exposes you to incredible experiences. Most of the time, experiences that people or your team have never actually been around, right? Like going to your first NYKO event was huge, or a celebration, and it got you pumped and you met new people and you learned new things and blah, blah, blah. So it's going to expose you to multiple experiences. The second one is leading with a business. So I'm going to talk about leading, why I always lead with the business. The third one is community, which also rolls into teamwork. The fourth is belief. So this helps grow your belief in our business. The fifth is practice makes brave. Doesn't make perfect, but it makes brave. Yep. And then 6 is investing into your business. So I got to hear a little bit from, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but she, before we jumped on the call, talked about how she's investing into her business, right? This is another way to invest into your business. And then FOMO, my favorite, fear of missing out. Everybody has it, okay? So why we lead with the business? Leading with the business basically keeps the most important thing the most important thing. And the most important thing for us is the business. Products are a freaking amazing bonus because I do know now a lot about our products, but it gives us an opportunity to open the door immediately with the business. Because not everybody's going to want to hear it, not everybody's ready for it, but then you can fall back on our amazing products. Right? So we lead with the business first. We open that door like, hey, I really, really want to show you all these products. But before that, can you just give me 10 or 15 minutes? I pull this a lot on the people. I'm like, I know you love me. Just listen to me. 10 or 15 minutes, right? I'm not asking for a lot, but I'm just asking for a little bit of your time. So it gives us that opportunity to always fall back on our products. It is 50% of the work. Getting someone to physically show up to an event is 50% of the work, right? That means they want what it is that you have. They want it. It is our job now that we have them there to objection bust, right? How do we objection bust? I'm not going to just come out and be like, who hates network marketing? Or who, I'm not going to say those things, but as I talk, as I friend people, as I post in my stories, we're slowly starting that drip, right? That education. We're educating people. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So how many of you have been to a sip and sample or something like that, and everybody was, kind of, they weren't really buying it. Was that you, Jocelyn? Yeah. So they're not, it's intimidating, right? It's a little bit intimidating right off the bat. Like, oh, I can already tell there are objections. The thing about it is, guys, we've been around this long enough, human nature, whatever, the objections are the same. They're always the same. I don't know enough people. I don't have money for my box. I don't like network marketing. It's always the same thing. No matter how they decorate it, it's the same objection. So it's our job to just take that risk factor out. And we can do that pretty easily, by getting people to the event. Okay, and then as we talk about things, we throw in the objection. We educate them when they don't even realize that they're being educated. This one, it's not weird, so don't make it weird. Yeah. Everybody has a side hustle. Everybody has a second job. Everybody's utilizing their networks. Everybody's doing something. So don't make this weird. So we're not pushy. We are professional. That's it. You come in with an attitude like that, and you let people know your intentions right off the bat. Like, hey, I want to share 10 minutes with you before we do the fun thing. Can you do that? Or are you okay with that? And you kind of let them know that that's where you're coming from. And I think it makes it a lot less weird right off the bat. Instead of being like, oh, well, yeah, you could make some extra cash if you want, right? And so people get really nervous about that because they're always thinking, what's in it for me? What's in it for you? What are you getting from this? Okay. Community. This is one event that I did at the beach, and these are all the people that showed up. It was amazing. We had an RFT event, which it died. I died. I don't want to do it again, but it was a really good community. So the reason why we want to host events with our team, strength in numbers. Every time somebody else comes, even if they're not specifically enrolled to you, it validates our business as a whole. Right? I love the way Kathy Savage, like every time a blender goes off in the morning, that validates our business. Same concept here. Every time someone shows up, even if they're out of your team, it validates our business. It validates network marketing. It validates what we're accomplishing. It's a great way to launch people's businesses together. There is a guy in my team and he has a girlfriend or friend girl, and she teaches this yoga twerking, basically. She calls it Shakti Flow. It's the bomb. And we're hosting another event in 2 weeks. And I said, I'm really going to challenge you to get her first box so that event becomes her launch business event. I was like, already utilize it. We have people coming, make that her event. So events, like I said earlier, we already know events aren't super duplicatable. So team up with people who want to do it. Team up with someone in your group who loves doing events, right? And divvy out tasks and resources. So when we do team community events, it gives our prospects a sense of belonging. It allows them to feel like there's more than just you, that maybe they only follow you. Maybe they're only seeing your tribe posts, but like they actually get to put some of these faces and some of these people into place, which they have been following. And so they get this sense of belonging. This is my favorite one. It gives a glimpse of an Isogenics event. So what's your intention with your event? For me, it needs to be fun. When I went to NYKO, not only did I learn, but it was fun, right? It was fun. I was with my team and we were pumped. We're shot, right? It's fun. So if we can do little events that just give a little bit of glimpse of something you would get at an Isogenics event, imagine how you can upsell an Isogenics event. Dude, you loved our event. Isogenics event is 100 times better. Come to that, right? Because we already know the power for us as business owners and team members for getting our team to events. We know the statistics on getting people to events as well. Okay, teamwork. So this is a hard one for me. I play team sports, but because I'm a perfectionist, I have a very specific idea of how everything should be. So, releasing a little bit of that and allowing people to also contribute. It allows everyone to participate. Okay, so everyone is invested. Everyone feels like they belong. Anyone and everyone can contribute their strengths. So I will explain a little bit more about that as we carry on, but outsourcing and sharing responsibilities makes it easier to host an event. You can do the pencil pitch, I'll do this, I'll bring the product or whatever it is, right? It alleviates the pressure of one person having to put on a whole event. And then you don't have every single product. And so it's nice when people can bring their products together and, sample different things. I honestly had never tasted the peanut butter chocolate bar until I went to one of my teammates' sip and samples 2 weeks ago. And I was like, how have I never tasted this? I'm buying this in my next order, right? So even I hadn't known. So a quote here from John C. Maxwell, 1 is too small a number to achieve greatness. So really, really leaning into this idea of teamwork. That's Nat right there, mixing hydrate. Okay, collaboration over competition. My fave. It's so easy, especially when you're in a group of women who are all running to executive, to start, kind of redneck, looking at your neighbor a little bit. And it's just like, focus on what you're doing and use each other for their strengths. That's what we're here for. So network marketing creates an environment for lifelong relationships. Not everyone's going to be in your life forever. I've already lost one of my best friends who came in. I told you there was a lot of resistance from my old job, and she found her way back there, and I had to let her go. And it sucked. It sucked really hard, but the people who want to be here are going to be here, right? We're the same. We're dreamers. We're believers. We believe we can make a difference in one person's life, let alone the world. And that's why we're drawn to network marketing. That's why we're drawn to those people in network marketing. And that's why we build these friendships and relationships for lifetimes. I mean, Meredith and Natalie, Nat's over here in Maui, and they're still, obviously probably talking every day for all I know, but they've built that relationship. And even though we're not necessarily next to our enrolled sponsors, like, we can lean into that. So I love this. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little about this picture. The t-shirts, we decided, because we're so extra, we're going to make a t-shirt for this event. Everybody bought their own. One lady made hats, because We have a girl in our group who owns a business and she prints t-shirts, right? So take advantage of what you already have. What are the strengths of the team? What do you bring together? My little sister is a photographer. So every time I know I'm going to have a really big event, I drag her butt out there and she comes out and she takes photos. She's not currently in Isogenics, but she loves the environment. She's always will come and do it. And she does it for free. She's like, I'll take pictures, you know, she gets her sample, whatever. One of our girlfriends had, her brother's a videographer. So he brought a drone to our first event and he, you know, made a video for us. And it was super cool. Yes, totally extra, but super cool. One of the guys in our first event, he's a yoga instructor. So he actually he did the actual event, right? So we didn't have to go spend money and go outsource and look for all these different things. We had it in our team. So really pull out the strengths of everybody. And the more you can do that, the more everybody wants to participate, right? Then they feel like they belong. They feel like they're adding value, not only to you, to their enrolled sponsor, but also to their whole team. So there's so many different things. If you go and really sit down with your group, what can you bring? What can you offer? What can you do? And you'd be surprised, you know, and then you work some of those things right into your event, right into your business. I know we're so spoiled with the photography though, like so spoiled. So there's Ui, she is my enrolled sponsor. So the best part to me also, I guess, there's so many good things about coming to an event is it grows your belief. It gives you another opportunity to try new products, see how people make their products. My sister got me now on strawberry cream with coconut hydrate to make like a lava flow. And I've been on that one for a little while. It's so good, you guys. It's so good. But it also gives you a chance to hear other testimonies and hear other people's stories. Sometimes when you're in the same team, you don't see each other every day. And gosh, I got on a call last night with a girl in my team. She's on the other side of the island, but man, her face was so thin. And I said, you look like you lost weight, girl. And she's like 18 pounds. Okay, 18 pounds, right? So like, it just grows your belief system. Hearing the comp plan presented in multiple ways by other people grows your belief system. It validates what we're doing. So don't answer, but think about this. Where's your belief? If there's a time where you can share or you can do something and you feel a resistance, where is it coming from? I do this all day long. Like I could be on fire one day and the very next day, where is it coming from? Where is it coming from, right? So four beliefs that I'm always going through every week, every day. My belief in network marketing, my belief in Isogenics as a business and an opportunity, my belief in Isogenics as products, and my belief in me. And if I'm not a 10 on any one of those, I need to go regroup. And I can tell right away because I might say, I want to share today with so-and-so. And I go, oh, what's making me feel that way? If I'm a 10 on all these things, I'm just a vessel that is sharing the gift, unattached to the outcome. So really think about that for you guys. Where is your belief? And you might have to check in with yourself multiple times in one day. I know I do all the time. All right. Practice makes brave. So the more you practice, the braver you become. It's not going to be perfect. Every Thursday, I do a New Way Thursday call and I just talk business and it's online. I've been doing it for months because Ui says do something and I just do it. And last week we had a huge technical difficulty and I wanted to just Homer Simpson disappear into the bushes kind of a thing. And we just made it through. So the more you practice, the braver you become. It's just becomes easier to do it, right? You're not as scared the more you do it. It's always a learning experience. You can always learn something from an event. The first event we did that business pitch at the end. And now I've learned the business pitch goes in the beginning, no matter what, non-negotiable, always in the beginning. And then the last one here is are you coachable? You might say you are, but if someone asks you to do something, or, do you feel yourself resisting? So really, 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 like, it goes back with that belief system. Check in with yourself constantly. Are you coachable? Yeah, I'll do it. I might complain, so, but I'll eventually get there. So when the Cougars asked, I think it was the Cougars, what your word for the year was in my KO, I already knew my word was yes. Because I wouldn't have been here if I hadn't said yes to this opportunity, and if I hadn't said yes to Uwe. So when Uwe tells me to do something, I just go, yes. So when Meredith said, would you do this? I just went, yes, And the funny thing was, I thought, I'm going to ask Uwe first, but I already know Uwe's going to say, yes, just do it. So I messaged Uwe and I was like, just so you know, Meredith asked me to speak, and she goes, yes, just do it. And I was like, I already said yes, right? So really, are you coachable? For me, it's like, when I feel that resistance, I, fall back on your why. For me, it's every person I don't share with, or everybody that I feel, resistance from, like, that's one vacation less for my child. That's one meal away from my child. That's one paycheck that affects my child. That mama lioness comes out. And then you're like, I don't give a what you think about what I'm doing, because I just don't know. And so the more we share, even with events like this, the more we practice, the better we become. That's my baby right there. He's all cute. So invest into your business, investment into your team and your business. Be completely unattached to the outcome. Easier said than done, right? You could have the most best event and nobody show up and your heart would be broken. And that's why they typically say events are not duplicatable, right? Events is maybe not where you want to be if you can't stomach it. But an event is an investment to you, into your belief system, into your team and your business. It is an investment is basically, right, you doing something now for your future wealth, right? When you go and invest into a business or you invest into a home, something, you're looking for future gain. So you might not get people who enroll on the spot, but you're definitely creating an impact for the future. I love this one that Tyler Dickerhoof had said, right? If you marry for looks, you'll always be looking. If you're coming into this business just to make money, you're always going to be looking to make money. So really come in with the idea that everything I do is an investment into the future of my company. Just like Meredith said, had she quit at 6 months, none of you guys would be here, I think. I don't know, but pretty sure. And then, of course, FOMO. FOMO is real, guys. It is so freaking real. It's like people just dying because they want to be a part of a tribe. They want to be a part of a group. They don't even know what it's about half the time, but they're just like, I need to be a part of this group. I've had so many people tell me that. They're like, okay. Just tell me, I'll just do whatever it is, because they want to belong. They want to be a play with people and make a difference and be a part of something amazing. I mean, look at these people. Don't they look? This is my team. Don't they look like they're having a great time? They're having fun, and we did yoga in the hot sun, guys. So here are some ideas for hosting an event. So last night I had my team call, and we planned out the next 2 months of events. We've got weekly sip and samples. We have sweat and samples, Shakti and sample. So that's get your twerk on. Surf and sample. One of the moms loves to surf. So for spring break, she's doing a surf and sample, which I told her, surf and sample or boards and Bia, whatever it is. Bring your baby, bring your board, get a Bia, right? Barbells and Bia, vision board and Bia. So it doesn't have to be around fitness at all. Sing and sample. We did a karaoke and sample, and that was really fun. We have one of those coming up in March. New Way Thursday. I just do an online presentation. And then I thought about this one while I was in the shower today, but online party. So a party like this, but let's say that you used your new app and you sent out a bunch of samples to your friends, and then you asked everybody to come together for an online party to open up their sample and try it together. Answer any questions, right? Birthday cake or Bia. So there's so many ways to think outside of the box, but to make something work for you and your team. So many ways. You guys might be in areas that have snow or things like that, right? skin sample. I don't know, whatever it is. One of the girls in our team is very Asian, and she only makes her greens as a hot drink, and she tells everybody it's like matcha. It's drinking green tea is how she does it. And so there's just so many ways that you can change up your products. It's like when you go to to buy makeup. I always think about this, and you get something that's kind of light, but the makeup person's always telling you like, but you can add on, you can build on, you can build on, you can build on that. The same thing is with your products and your samples. You can build on however you want. There's no rules here. Absolutely no rules. I learned that at the marketplace when I saw everybody putting every single booster in their drink, and I was like, can you taste all of those boosters? I saw everybody in that, but that was such a cute little, shaker booster market area, like something like that as well. Just think out of the box. Anything you want, you can make happen. And the last one, which I'll wrap it up because I told you I can talk forever, is retention. This is also a great opportunity to invite your existing customers. It doesn't even have to be about new people. It could just be more of a thank you and sample, right? A recipe swap sample. Because we have a lot of people who come in, and sometimes when you're growing so fast, they can kind of get, left behind, or I don't like the way this product tastes, but they're not really willing to try another product. So you bring them back out, you remind them of the community that they're a part of. And that's one thing I thought about actually all week before Meredith had even reached out to me was Isogenics does such a good job of community, such a good job. So whether we're down into little groups here and there in team calls, like they involve everybody. They have these events. They have the Ice the Body Challenge, right? That's a community in itself. Like they've really done a good job of creating community around this health environment, and everybody wants to participate in it. So one thing I always think about is just because they bought a box doesn't mean they are sold, right? Just because so-and-so bought a box a month ago does not mean that they're sold in the vision. And part of that vision is getting them to an event, getting them to something small in their community, or even eventually vision casting so large that we can get them to NYKO or Celebration. Because that really is the goal. And all of us know, like we felt that fire when we left there. I was on fire, right? So every time you have one of these events, it lights that little flame. It lights a little fire and gets your team going. And, they'll die out because that's just the way it goes. And that's how life goes. But if we can consistently push a little fire, then we'll just keep going on until we get to the next big event. And next thing you know, a couple years will go by and you guys will all be freaking executives to golden circle cycle, whatever kind thing it is. But like, that's the beauty of this, right? Like time passes with the effort and the consistency. Before you know it, you're sitting there, you're making money, your team is huge. 6 months in, I don't know numbers like in Isogenics at all, but I've personally enrolled 30 people, and I now have 330 people in my organization. So yeah, I'm consistently hitting a 5 cycle. I'm pushing for the 10 cycle. I'd like to be executive. But that's kind of how this business goes. And like I said, every time I learn something new about the business, which is amazing, there's also something that I like, ooh, you're making it super even. Like I still have to really put forth the effort. So I'm actually done with my presentation, and I'm just going to open it up if there's any questions, or if you guys want to talk story a little bit about anything you've heard.
Yeah, so oh my gosh, everything that you've said, just amazing. 300 people on your team. It, like I told you guys, like wildfire. Like she just went crazy. So there are a few questions. So Tasha asked, how do you go from like the greeting at like one of these parties to the pitch of the biz? If you could kind of like explain how you do that and maybe what you say would be really helpful.
Oh, okay. So when we usually open up, we do like a really big intro, right? Like we gather everybody, we thank everybody, like you need to say it in Pidgin. Oh my gosh. Yo, bruh. No, I'm just kidding. That's hilarious. It was so funny. We did a training yesterday and she kept saying bruh in it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was dying. I was like, I don't think people understand what bruh is. It's like bro or sis. But anyway, she just kept using her Pidgin. So, like I said, make it we don't want to make it weird, right? So if you start making it weird, everybody's going to feel weird. So the more professional you can be, like, hi guys, and so thankful that everybody made it out. I always let people know what my intention is right off the bat. Like, my intention is for you guys to get some really great products, to learn a little bit more information so that you can make the best decision for yourself. But with that, I'm asking for permission to share about 10 minutes of why, and I throw this around sometimes, why I left my job for the last 10 years to do this one. Put something really powerful in there. And that's part of that idea of, objection busting, right off the bat. Why I wanted to get into a network marketing, not a, MLM or whatever it is that you want to say, or whatever you feel the objection might be, or if it's a money related, how I can show you to get your products paid for today. So if you're worried about that, I'm going to show you right now. So I'm asking for permission. And I always tell people too, like, whether you were harassed into being here or dragged by your friend or your BFF or your sister, like, I want you to know that you are in the right place. And I just want it to be as normal as possible. Like, you are in the right place. You are where you're supposed to be. And I just want to give you information so that you can make the most educated decision. And I'm like, so with that permission, I'm going to show you really quickly 10 minutes, right? So I set that intention right off the bat. If I could just have your attention for 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how you can get your product paid for. And then, you can put a little bit of your personal story or why or how I've already replaced my old salary, right? Something powerful like that, or how I've already been able to quit my side job, or how I've been able to stay home with the children. So whatever you think it is, you just add that right in there. And nonchalant, nobody needs to know it's forced. This is what it is. This is my why. And my why bleeds into everything I do. Like, you would know, if you knew me and you were around me, you would know my why all the time. I don't have to tell you, but you would just know it because it comes out all the time. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's so good. I love that because you can just say anything, like how I'm eating for free, how I'm eating this nutrition for free. Do I have your permission? I mean, they're already in your home. Just
Right.
have posture.
Your posture.
Yeah.
Your posture, right? If I'm already kind of like, the nerves like, oh, this is weird. Like, like the last thing I ever want someone to do is leave going like, that was really boring or that was really weird, right? I want them to be like, even if I don't remember anything that she drew on that whiteboard, I had fun. And that's something I'm going to look into a second time.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I remember I enrolled a guy and he's like, I don't even know what you were selling, but I'm really excited because you're excited. Like, oh, good. But I love everything you said there. And then there was another question.
Sorry, I know I wasn't really looking at the questions, guys.
Well, I want to know, like, how you are, like, how are you, like, calling people, like, in the beginning, even, like, to jump into Isogenics with you, if you were talking just the business, like, who were you calling? What were you saying? How were you getting them into it?
Okay, that was a hot mess because I didn't know anything. But all I knew was I saw this video and I knew money. And this, like, right, one thing I preach even in my social media that's nothing new is like, you need multiple income streams. In Hawaii, you guys, low income is 90K. Yeah, low income is 90K. Yeah, so you want to really live a comfortable life here. That's why you get this multi-generational housing situation. Yeah, you got mom and dad and the kids and the grandparents, maybe an auntie, and everybody contributes. So it is difficult. It's super difficult. So all I knew was like, boom, I have an opportunity to show you money. And that's basically, I was like, well, what is it? I'm like, just look at this video. I leveraged Nat. I leveraged the pencil pitch video. I went back and Marco Polo'd my sisters. And I saw the video one time, 10 minutes in, and I drew the little legs out. And I'm like, you guys, you're going to be number 1 or you're going to be number 1,000. It's up to you guys. I'm like, because I'm going. And they were like, oh, we're not ready, but we're going to attach on, and they just like, and I'm just like, let's go. Because I just saw the potential so fast for the money that I was just like, this is a no-brainer. And that's kind of how I addressed it. And then I went to everybody I knew who knew money well. Everybody. who either had a business, was an entrepreneur, was in my old 101, it was called the financial business, who did an MLM, who had ever done network marketing, who I've ever seen themselves willing to put themselves on social media and look stupid. They were my first people I went to, besides family and friends. And I moved really quickly, and now I'm in this, like, we're kind of more in a groove, but yeah, I went for all of those people right off the bat.
That is so smart. And like a lot of times we write these people off who know money, who are maybe making good money, but those are the people who understand a good financial opportunity, and you're writing them off. Like if Uwe wouldn't have approached you, maybe she was even scared, intimidated to approach you, but she's like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. And you said no, but then it took you a minute to watch her and say, okay, actually, I'm going to get going. And that's what she's saying here. The last slides was, do not take anything personally when people say no, they're not ready yet. It's like I always tell Jocelyn, I'm like, do they want creamer in their coffee? They say no, don't go home and cry. Like, it's fine. Move on and keep going. And you've had people leave your team, whatever. And I want to say right now, from like my own life, I've had my friend leave. She came back. Like, people come back, guys. Like, people always come back. And it's just timing. So, and maybe like life happened or whatever. There was another question here. Hold on. We had a few haters. Yes, Jocelyn had haters.
Oh, the haters are there to just let you know that you're on the right path. So you just take that and you just, move along, because they're everywhere. But you know what? The haters are the one who follow your Instagram story to the end.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. So what are you doing right now? Because, you did build fast in the beginning. So right now, what is it looking like for you enrolling people? Are you meeting people out and about? If you're out and about, how are you bringing them to your next event? Like, what does that kind of look like, your daily dues?
Right. Okay. So I leave voice memos. Like, I got some really nice ones from Meredith this week, but I leave voice memos and I get ghosted left and right, guys. I haven't enrolled someone in the last couple of weeks and I'm kind of like, what the F? But there's just a lot of that education, right? That's just going on. Like, just got to keep moving. I got to keep moving. And when it feels like, I'll kind of look at my team and I'll pour back into them. So my main focus, because I am in the 90-day push, is to get to executive by the end of the month. And so I do need to rank advance. So I am focused on rank advancing, trying to enroll when I can. I talk to everybody. So I was at the gym the other day and my friend, I hadn't seen him in a while. He's like, oh, I was with the afternoon crew and they were talking about you. I'm like, oh yeah? What were they saying? He's like, bro, that girl, she talks so much, yeah? How'd she get her workout done? I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, but it's true. It's true. Today, a girl across from me on the weight machine, she had this Grand Canyon, Arizona State t-shirt on. And I just went straight up to her and I was like, did you go to Grand Canyon? She's like, I did. I was like, I played volleyball. We played against Grand Canyon. And it was like, we just boom, 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 got her name. And it's a little bit different. I don't necessarily get like, oh, let me get your IG right away. But like, I'll see you. I'll stalk you. I totally do the detective stalking stuff all the time. I'll friend request people so that they'll follow me back so then I can start dripping in my IG stories. But every day I reach out to someone, I'll leave them a message, invite them to New Way Thursday or something like that. Or like, can you give me 10 minutes? Can you just give me 10 minutes? And some of them will just straight up ghost me. Some will agree. And then at my main place too is like at the gym, I'll get a lot of people like, hey, you want to try this thing? Come sit outside with me. And they're like, okay, or like, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? I'm like, oh, it's my Isogenics, and just, don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. So I talk to everybody, which is hard for me. Because I'm like super anti-social, but also super social at the same time. And one book that Uwe gave me to read, and I hate it, like I haven't finished it, is Get Over Your Damn Self. I don't know if you guys, because it's me, she'll say things and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. She's like, then you won't be successful. And I'm like, no, so coming to grips and listening to the things that you actually can improve on, whether given to you by an enrolled, your sponsor or something else, like that falls back into, are you coachable? Do you really want this? Or are you just saying you want it? right? Are you willing to talk to people, meet new people? Or are you just saying you want it? Like, how badly do we really want it?
Yeah.
So keep them.
That's like Emily Vaver's quote. It's like, you want a good, nice body, but you won't get a trainer. You want to be smart, but you won't like read the books. You know, it's like you don't even really want it. Okay, Jocelyn asked, will you keep being business forward now that you're in your groove? Like, or are you leading with products, or how does that kind of go now?
Yes, I will always be business first, no matter what, because I do believe really strongly in that compensation plan. Also, I do believe that our products are good enough to hold them their own. What I had noticed was I was getting people jumping in just for the business, and then they were kind of like, well, I have no belief in the product, and belief in the product takes a while because you have to actually consume it. And so that was my only downfall at that point. I'm like, just stick it out. You don't like it? I mean, Kayla Kraft drank hers for like 2 weeks straight, and she had to like choke it down because, she believed in the compensation plan. I'm like, you'll find another way to like it. Believe me, you'll find a way. You'll find something, stick it out. And everybody, I've never had someone be like, oh, I had one girl say, it tastes like barf. And I'm like, girl, next. So the one thing that's been really hard for me, but also not at all, is coming to grips with like, even if I only lead with the business part and I only attract those people, that's my people. Yeah. So if it's not a lot, that's okay. But that's my people. And that's the route I want to go. And that's ultimately how I think you're going to rank advance quicker, because you're going to have people who want to duplicate that, opposed to people who take the products for months and have results and don't even tell anybody about it. Right. That's a little bit more like, okay, now I got to bring you in. So I will always lead with the business. And then I full on businessed out this guy who I thought would for sure. And he's like, no, I just want product. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me show you some stuff, And he just bought product. And I was like, well, he knows where I stand.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like Betsy Frame always talks about this because she's a teacher and she wants to work with the people who get the money. And she's like, I've got like three people, but her 3 people, I mean, I'm just picking the number 3, but like she's got all the millionaires on her team because she's like, I marry those people, the people who want it. That's who my energy wants to go to those people. I don't really care about like cleanse coaching right now. Like I want the people who are going to have all the product users, right? So that just makes so much sense to have that posture. So that's fine, Jocelyn. And then I was just wondering, how do you get your girls to start running their own events, or do you just always do them together?
So they are supposed to tell me every month when they're having an event, and then I will help them. And then usually when I host an event, it's like one huge ass event, and I'm like, okay, everybody's, coming in for it. But yeah, no, it's kind of a non-negotiable. I need to know when your event for the month is, and it doesn't have to be big. And so I have one girl, and she just does one sip and sample at her house. She tells everybody it's 40 minutes. I'm not doing anything longer. And she does it weekly on Wednesdays. And that's cool. Me and the other girl, we alternate doing the New Way Thursday. That's basically an online sample, basic pencil pitch. And that counts too. And that's open for whoever. So non-negotiable. Everybody needs to give me their event. And then I think too is like, it's not weird. It's not hard. And if that's the posture I give to them, then they'll just do it. It's not hard. Just have an event. Okay. And if you need help, I'll be there. But for sure, I'm one of those, like, I got to get you rolling and then I got to kick you out. Fly, baby, kind of.
Yeah, that's so good. But you make that known ahead of the game, like ahead of time. So you're like, these are my expectations. Like, this is how I work with you. If you don't do these things, I can't really work with you. You won't be successful. You got to be coachable. And we've seen that with you. Like, we had you and you're just, so coachable. So obviously it's paid off. Kamalie, does anyone have one last question before we let her go? She gave us so much today, and hopefully it's inspired you guys to go out and have an event and think to yourself, when was the last time I had an event, had a sip and sample, had somebody over to my house? Maybe one-on-ones work for you, but like had someone think outside the box. She gave us so many examples of things that you could do. I love the recipe idea. You could have spring. One of the things that I was going to do before I moved was clothing swap, because everyone's cleaning out their closets. So have everyone clean out their closets, bring them to your house and swap clothing and sample food, right? Especially people who are losing weight. Our last sip and sample, a girl had lost 20 pounds and was showing all of her stuff. And like everyone there was like, how did she do that? We're like, oh, these shakes are amazing. Come on, taste them. So it was actually like not even about sampling isogenics at all. That just ended up happening because of everyone's results.
Right.
So highly recommend it.
I was just thinking now, hearing you say the spring cleaning thing, like, wouldn't it be fun if you're like, go through your cabinets and bring some, bring a couple of things that have been there for way too long. Like, I still have candy from Halloween in little baggies in there. Bring that here. We're going to dump everything together. And then in turn, I'm going to give you a sample of something else. Like, there's really so many ways that you could do. We did one big diaper drive. We did a diaper drive that was sponsored by, our group is called the Little Brown Box. And so we did a big diaper drive and it was sponsored by Little Brown Box. And so we got a bunch of our instructors to teach Zumba who are in our group. And then you brought a diaper or however, and you got to sample, and that's kind of how we played some of those things. So like so many things you can do.
I love that. It's just think outside the box, but bringing people together to just, and I love that, honestly, like, I love that you talk about the business first and your posture is everything. So thank you so much, Kamalie, for your time. You are such a gift. I took away so many things. So hopefully you guys are lit up and ready to have your own. I want to actually see in our group when your next party is. So go ahead and post in there. Give Kamalie some love. And thank you guys so much for being here tonight.
Yeah, please connect with me on your social media. I would love to follow you guys and see your parties and all that jazz too. So
yes, and make sure you guys tag her in stories and give her some love. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you later.